Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a kind and beautiful girl named Ella. She had a wonderful life with her loving father, but everything changed when he passed away. Her new stepmother and two stepsisters, who were anything but kind, took over the house. They were jealous of Ella's charm and grace. They took away her lovely clothes, forced her to wear rags, and made her work as a servant, cleaning and cooking from dawn till dusk. They mockingly called her Cinderella because she was often covered in cinders from the fireplace. Despite her hardship, Ella remained gentle and kind, dreaming of a better life. One day, a royal announcement echoed through the kingdom. The king was hosting a grand ball for his son, the prince, who was looking for a wife. Every young woman in the land was invited. Cinderella's stepsisters were ecstatic, spending weeks preparing their gowns and practicing their curtsies. Cinderella, with a hopeful heart, also wished to go. She worked tirelessly to finish all her chores and even managed to mend an old dress of her mother's, making it look quite lovely. But just as she was ready to leave, her cruel stepmother and stepsisters tore her dress to shreds, laughing as they left her in tears. With her hopes dashed, Cinderella ran to the garden, crying. Suddenly, a shimmering light appeared, and a kind-faced woman with a magic wand stood before her. It was her fairy godmother. "Don't cry, my dear," she said with a warm smile. "You shall go to the ball." With a wave of her wand, she transformed a pumpkin into a magnificent golden carriage, a few mice into majestic horses, and a rat into a coachman. For Cinderella, she conjured the most breathtaking ball gown imaginable, sparkling like starlight, and on her feet a pair of delicate glass slippers. "But remember," the fairy godmother warned, "the magic will only last until midnight. You must be home by then." Cinderella arrived at the palace, and everyone was captivated by her beauty and grace. The prince himself was instantly smitten. He didn't recognize the mysterious princess, but he knew he had to dance with her. They waltzed all night, lost in conversation and laughter, falling deeply in love. But as the clock began to strike 12, Cinderella remembered her godmother's warning. She gasped, "I must go," and rushed away from the ballroom, leaving the bewildered prince behind. In her haste, one of her delicate glass slippers fell off on the palace steps. The prince picked it up, vowing to find the girl who fit this tiny shoe and make her his bride. The next day, the prince began his search. His royal guards went from house to house, asking every woman to try on the slipper. When they arrived at Cinderella's home, her wicked stepmother locked her away in the attic, determined that one of her own daughters would become the princess. The stepsisters tried desperately to squeeze their feet into the slipper, but it was no use. Just when the guards were about to leave, Cinderella's loyal mouse friends, Yak and Gus, bravely stole the key and freed her from the attic. She rushed downstairs just in time. The stepmother, in a final act of spite, tripped the royal footman, and the glass slipper shattered into 1,000 pieces. But Cinderella smiled gently and said, "It's all right. I have the other one." She pulled the matching slipper from her pocket. It fit perfectly. The prince had found his true love. Cinderella forgave her stepmother and stepsisters for their cruelty. She married the prince, and they lived happily ever after, ruling the kingdom with kindness and compassion.